Hello, Internet. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. My name is Darren. This is AJ, and this is the DNA Sports Recap. All right, so moving right along. You know what time it is?
Time for the 6-4-3.
That's right. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about, let's do a little bit of talk about baseball. So last episode, we talked a little bit about arbitration process.
Yeah.
So we mentioned that we wanted to identify anybody who's actually won their arbitration case. And honestly, there's not a whole lot about that is easily finding. Turns out when players win, they basically just settle ahead of arbitration and don't necessarily...
Yep, exactly.
You know.
That's kind of what I found out too, is most of these players that are actually winning the arbitration case, they pretty much got to the point where they were ready to go to arbitration, settled right before it went to, and that was technically a win. So we had 200 eligible players for arbitration this year.
Okay.
We had 19 players that actually went to arbitration, 13 teams won, and 6 players actually won their arbitration cases.
So it sounds like this process is very heavily in the team's way. Because I did some extra research on that. It turns out 2018, 2019, same case. The teams are winning arbitration cases more often than not.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it's definitely to the team's advantage to go to arbitration, which, I mean, obviously the players pushing into that section.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking before, like one thing that's crazy is you go to arbitration, you have the option to actually lose your pay, by taking it to arbitration. They can take up to 20% of your already previously agreed pay in an arbitration case.
Yeah, I believe Cody Bellinger set the record for the first eligible arbitration year, setting a record for $13 million for a position player.
That's insane.
Yeah, they had a couple bad years. So then the last year of arbitration, he actually took he did take a 20% hit, but he went in there going into that knowing because you don't have a good year.
Yeah.
But he did expect a certain dollar amount, and the Dodgers actually avoided arbitration and gave him they agreed on a number. So this is actually a record. So it's nice to talk about arbitration. Before arbitration, I believe he was able to, he's an arbitration eligible player that got a $23.5 million raise in arbitration.
Woo!
That is Shohei Ohtani. So.
You got to pay that man.
Yeah, the guy's $30 million.
When you can do it all, you just pay that man.
Yeah, well, you'd think, if a guy gets $15 million as a pitcher, $15 million as a hitter, $30 million. So, yeah, anyway, that's pretty interesting there. So when it comes to the other notes on baseball I want to talk about is first, let's go ahead and talk about the rule changes and how that's actually affected more. We've talked a lot about the pitch clock. There's actually more to talk about on that. So the pitch clock now we noticed we talked about it last episode, how it seems to be impacting the batters more than the pitchers.
Yeah.
Well, Matt Scherzer came out and said now he thinks that it's actually much better for the pitchers because he actually controls the tempo.
Yeah.
See, the batter can only step out of the box twice.
Right.
And so once they've added per at bat, so once he's done that, he controls the batter.
He's in, yeah. Once he's out twice, you can just fast pitch him.
So and he's got a clock sitting there right there waiting.
He can see it, and the batter's on the other side, right?
And make the batter wait until 2 seconds before he starts his motion. So that batter has to sit there for up to 15 seconds, not 15 seconds, up to 8 seconds before he actually throws the pitch. So quite interesting. And also another piece on that is the pitch comm. I don't know if you've seen this. So this was introduced last year, where a batter the catcher can type on their wrist what pitch they want, and it buzzes something in the pitcher's pitcher's hat on the mound.
Okay.
Well, this year, because of the pitch clock, a lot of pitchers are opting to switch it, and the pitcher has the button to say what pitch is, and the catcher has the thing in his ear. So pitchers are starting to call their pitchers.
The pitcher's got to love that, dude.
Yeah.
You're like just coming with the fastball, man. Coming with the fastball.
And Max Scherzer did that. Zach Greinke, hilariously, one of the most entertaining pitchers in baseball to watch. He's literally shouted at his catcher on the mound what he's going to throw. Doesn't give a dang about the batter at all. He's like, no, one. Yeah, just fastball.
It's going to be a fastball.
Doesn't care. But he actually did an entire spring training game that he was in against the Dodgers for the Royals, and he had the pitch comm. He called every pitch for the game. So
That's
he
so awesome,
absolutely
dude.
loved it. So it's crazy. Now, one other rule I want to touch on is the bases.
Yeah.
Bases being bigger. They went from 15 inches to 18 inches. So do you think that affected Anything so far? What would you think would happen by having bigger bases?
I mean, with that small of a change, I mean, we're talking 6 inches difference between the bases at this point. I would not think that it would be that big of a change.
Well, you'd be surprised. Their base stealing is up 70% in spring training over last year.
No way, dude. 70%.
70%.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's insane. That's
Everyone loves stolen bases, man. Everyone loves them.
Yeah, everybody's taking advantage of the bigger bases, and it's turned great.
I mean, I guess it gives you a bigger area to slide into. You know what I mean? If you're coming around the bag and you need to reach to slide around or something, I mean, you have this much more now that you can reach out and get. And
think about all the bang bang plays when someone's still second. It's very rarely they're out by a mile or they were safe by a mile.
Yeah, it's inches.
And now they have 6 more inches.
Yeah,
The toe can be 6 inches closer to second base when they take off, and 3 inches closer to second base.
I guess that's a great point, though. I mean, when all these plays are literally, I mean, they're literally determined by inches.
Yeah,
you got 6 more on your side now.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
and also it also does help that the new pitching rule that the pitcher can now only try to pick up the batter twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, per at bat. So,
I mean, I guess that makes sense, you know. So I was just reading, and we talked about this a little bit the other day, but games have been shortened by an average of 26 minutes.
Yeah, that's insane.
26 minutes, dude. This is the first time since 1978 the games have an average playing time of under 2.5 hours.
Wow, that's nuts.
Pretty impressive.
Very
cool
impressive.
stuff, yeah.
Very impressive. And that used to be baseball. It used to be that fast, you know.
Yeah.
It's only been
well,
over
that's what it should be. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like. It's been a while since I've been to a professional baseball game. But when you go, like, it's one of those games you go and you sit and you watch. But like, sometimes the action takes too long. It's too long in between some of the stuff you actually want to see.
Yeah.
I love this. I love the change of pace, man. I think it's going to be awesome for the sport.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody agrees that there should be some tweaks to it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily complete getaway of and not stay with it, because it is really quite fast.
Yeah.
Sorry, Manny, we're going to have to save you for next week's your weekly appearance on the 643. We'll talk about you a little bit more. Real quick, let's go ahead and talk about the World Baseball Classic and where we're sitting on that.
Yeah, so as of today, depends on when you're watching, but as of today, Panama has beat Chinese Taipei. They beat them 12-5. Panama really put it on Chinese Taipei, man. They just kept racking it up. And then the Netherlands surprised and beat Cuba. We were both like, Cuba's got to have this game.
Yeah, Cuba's got that one.
That is incorrect. The Netherlands did defeat Cuba. There's still some more really good games coming up, so I look forward to watching them, man.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, maybe we should try to get down to Arizona for
that would be legendary.
Baseball Classic. So maybe some vlogging. Let us know in the comments down below.
Let us know.
Yeah.
We'll make the trip.
Like and subscribe.
We'd love to, yeah.
Let's do it. All right, so anything else on baseball?
No, man, I think that pretty much covers it.
The only thing I could come out with is Justin Turner making his debut for the Red Sox got beamed in the face. It's going to need 13 stitches. Said he should be good to go by
Stitch it up,
day.
Get me back in there.
Yeah, Justin Turner, man. Busts
That's
his
a
butt.
tough dude, yeah.
Tough dude, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's it for the 643.
Absolutely.
All right, well, more baseball talk next week.